Welcome, guys. I'm gonna be kind of giving you my thoughts on the Helios clone, the RDA clone right here. Now, I actually made this video several times, and I kept changing my ratings on them. Just because I didn't feel like fiddling with the holes on this, I wanted to use it straight out of the box. I built, realistically, over 50 coils and over 100 wicking setups on this to kind of let it perform the way I wanted to. Just right now, I ended up drilling out these holes. Okay, they usually are oval, but now they're round. Okay, I drilled that out. I broke 2 drill bits during the process. Now, I knew it was gonna be dangerous to drill this out because it was an oval. So what happens is that drill bit does go in, but because it's an oval, like it doesn't, it just like it takes the oval side of the drill bit and just kind of screws in. It becomes like a screw. So I knew I had to be very careful. If I do fiddle with this in any way, I could probably drill out the other end, or I'll break a drill bit. So I was doing it very carefully where I wasn't using the drill as a torque. I was using my mod like this, and I was kind of fidgeting with it, and I still broke 2 drill bits. So that being said, how much did it improve the performance? Not worth 2 drill bits worth. Now it works. It works better. It's a much more airy airflow. Okay, I do have a 0.6 ohm coil in here. It is a twisted 28 gauge. My screwy twisted 28 gauge, the one that's not really twisted that tight, but it works perfect. And so, let's get straight into the rating, okay? I have 2 thumbs down, there's 1 thumb down, there's neutral, 1 thumb up, and 2 thumbs up. What does this get? This gets a 1 thumb up. Okay, 1 thumb up for the bang for your buck. How much you're paying for it, it's a clone, so it's not going to cost that much, but it is kind of a one-to-one clone. Everything's exactly the same. The only difference is this Helios has holes on one side and none on the other, whereas the original does, but as far as everything else, it is pretty much an exact one-to-one clone. Air holes wasn't a big issue because I could drill them out. I kind of want to keep this one stock. I didn't want to drill anything out, nothing like that, but just to give this RDA a fighting chance, I actually did drill out the holes just so that I could get it to perform kind of the way I wanted it. And it is performing very well. It is on a full charge BTC4 battery. How's it stack up to pretty much my 2 favorite RDAs, which would be my Omega and my Nimbus? The Omega is an original, the Nimbus is a clone. Either or, they are all pretty much on par with each other. Let's go ahead and unscrew this Helios real quick. And let's go ahead and pop in my Nimbus. Now this Nimbus is on a triple 20 gauge twisted coil, so you are going to see more vapor production out of this. But just to kind of show you, just go ahead and drip this. I did drip a lot because I am kind of in a hurry. I don't want this video to be like 20 minutes long. Let's go here, alright, unscrew that, tighten the bottom, and that's it. Kind of get all the fluid off the coil before I take an actual hit. So off this Nimbus, you're getting monstrous amounts of vapor. Which is expected from a triple twisted 28 gauge Canthal. I did use dual twisted Canthal for this Helios, and it is doing pretty well. Okay, at least better than I thought it would do. At the same time, I am getting restriction from the airflow. And I have the airflow pointed directly exactly in the wrong direction. So let me go ahead and just point that to the right direction, the adjustable airflows. So I did drill this out. It is on a single coil. I am a big fan of single coil, guys. I like how I don't have to worry about them heating up at the same time, one wick drying before the other, and all that and whatnot. So let's go ahead and pop this back on. Okay, so how she performs. Very good. Very, very good. Comparable to just a Genesis style atomizer. It has about the same amount of airflow now, because after I drilled it out. It's very comparable to this Genesis style. It is pretty much the same ohms. It is pushing 0.6 ohms. So I am running a little bit higher ohm, but as far as performance goes, it is performing exactly how it's supposed to. The reason why this gets only a 1 thumbs up, okay? Well, biggest reason I broke 2 drill bits. That shit pissed me off, okay? I don't mind drilling out holes. I don't, okay? But when I start breaking drill bits, I gotta go out and buy more drill bits. And the drill bits that I buy aren't cheap. I don't get the cheap drill bit pack. I try to get the best drill bits I can while I get it, and I don't expect them to break. At the same time, I'm very careful with it. So what I ended up doing with these Helios, because it had an oval hole, small one, I got a small drill bit. I went up and down, just to kind of circle it out before I actually put the drill bit in there, right? Still, nonetheless, I broke 2 drill bits. So that's not the only problem. After I drilled it out, this ring did not fit back in this post, okay? So basically the drill bit kind of pushed out the metal. So what I had to do is I had to use a Dremel and grind it down. Now I had to use 2 different power tools, which is a lot more harder to do. Even just drilling it out, some people don't want to do it, okay? On the airflow that it comes with, it's not adequate, not at all for an RDA. It is too loose for a mouth to lung, yet too tight for a straight to lung. So it's kind of right in the crap spot, okay? You know how there's a sweet spot? Well, it's kind of the crap spot, where it's just not good for either or. Now you could kind of close it off and use it as mouth to lung, but because of that oval size hole, it just doesn't perform the way I wanted it to. But now I got it performing. I got it performing at the cost of breaking 2 drill bits. I'm still annoyed about that. So RDAs. This is going to be pretty much my first one that gets only a 1 thumb up. This is what it is. Usually RDAs all perform the way they're supposed to. The performance is based on what coil and wick you put in here. Now, the issue I have with this, while building so many, the posts right there, they sit way too high, okay? Where to the deck, it's way too far. It's way too far. So I have to use a crap load of cotton to kind of let it touch the deck alone, and it doesn't wick all that well. And what I notice is it performs best when I tuck the cotton between the coil and the post, and then put a little bit of cotton on top. If I don't do that, then I will not get enough vapor. I'll get a burnt taste and all that mumble jumble. So already it's kind of harder to use. Will I recommend this to somebody? No, I won't. I don't recommend the Helios to people because the deck is way too high off the ground. Although it's great for building coils. Don't get me wrong. I love how it has 4 holes, 4 posts. It's incredibly wonderful for building coils. Okay, and even the original that has both sides drilled out, that's probably bigger plus. But again, that coil sits way too high up. And if you get a screwdriver and push it down, then the holes sit way too high up. So basically your airflow is going totally over the coils and it's just not performing. Is it a bad RDA? No, not at all. It's a great tripper. It's a great tripper, but where do I see a problem in it? I see the problem in it as it's harder to use out of the box. There is more machining you have to do. This is a clone, so the original would be a lot better, but it's the same kind of concept where the coils do sit higher. That means you have to think about it just a little bit more, build your wick just a little bit differently. And why mess with something that works, right? If it works, why would you mess it and put the wicks higher? I don't understand that. But okay, so that's pretty much all the negatives, and that's why it only got a 1 thumbs up. But it did get a thumbs up. No thumbs down, you know, it did get a thumbs up. Where the thumbs up comes into play for the bang for your buck, because this is a clone, it is very affordable, and if you like the style of the Helios, then definitely you should get it. The overall diameter on the clone is very wide, so it does look so nice on any of your mechanical mods, even the box mods. But now it's performing not quite like the way I wanted it, but it does do a good job. Is this what I normally vape? No, it's not. This Helios I've had for a very long time. I built so many different coils on it just to make it perform without drilling out the holes. Finally drilled out the holes today. Just for the sake of this review, I did kind of customize it, get it to perform the best I can. And it does perform not quite like the Nimbus or the Omega. The coil build is different, but just I wouldn't build a nano coil in here because I wouldn't know how to wick it. I actually tried putting a nano coil in here, and man, that was a pain in the butt. It didn't perform like it should, because how I wicked that was kind of confusing. So what I ended up doing was just putting a cotton cloud on top of the coil, and it worked well. Okay, it did perform well. Only issue is because it was just sitting on top of the coil, it just fall off sometimes, and all that nonsense. So what I noticed is a micro coil, or in between a micro and a nano coil, which is kind of what I kind of wrapped this in. With cotton kind of running, one side of the cotton running down and then kind of up through the coil and the post, and the other side of the cotton going over, going down through the post, and then wrapping around and sitting on top. That performed the best for this RDA. It is kind of a pain in the butt to go ahead and wick that way, so letting you guys know that I did drill this out and I did try to get it to perform the way I wanted it. Didn't quite happen quite well. I'm probably going to put this RDA to the side. It's going to sit there just looking pretty. I actually want to use that RDA as a as an RDA that I could use on my APVs actually. So I did put a microphone there, and again, it just wasn't performing quite the way I wanted to. And I have mini drippers for that work and do the purpose that it's supposed to. So again, I prefer my Nimbus, although it does sit not so beautifully as the Helios does, because there is that gap right here. But nonetheless, it doesn't look all that bad, and it performs great. And I really like that airy draw. I like the fact that I can just drill out the cap. And it just performs. It's the performer. That's the kind of performance I like. Okay. So the Helios on the kind of going away note, if you like the design of it, definitely will work. Will I recommend it? Probably not. It's just too much work for it to get it to work even this well. But if you like the design and you're willing to kind of fiddle with the coils and the wick, definitely you should get it for the price. It's freaking, I mean, for the clone, it's cheap. But for the same price, I'd just rather pick up an Omega and then not worry about the holes at all. That is pretty much all I have to say about the Helios. If you do have a question about this, go ahead and PM me. If you have your own comments, go ahead and comment. I'll try to get back to you. Please do not leave stupid comments like, you know, LOL, that thing kicks ass. And again, this is my thoughts and my opinions on the Helios. Even if you do write something in there that kind of is offensive or derogative, I'm just going to delete it or just not give a shit. Okay? I don't give a shit about those kind of people that comment negative things on posts. It's just retarded. If you don't like it, just don't watch my freaking videos. That's all you have to do. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I do have other RDAs to go ahead and put up. I'll probably do that this week. And I have other mods coming in, and hopefully that will kind of replace the mods that I'm using on a daily basis. I just can't get over the performance of the Nemesis. I really like it. I really like that hair switch that I have on there. I did put a lighter spring in so that all you have to do is touch it and it'll just go off. I did polish off all the connections and all that. And the other, I'm not sure if I uploaded my polishing video, but I do polish my connections on the mods, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and check through my videos. If I didn't upload it yet, then I'll probably make a new one and upload it so that you guys can see where you have to polish and how to get your mods performing very well. Alrighty.